90% of engine mods are garbage. That's just facts. They waste your time, your money, and in some cases, your engine. But the 13 mods I'm about to show you, every single one has been dyno-proven, track-tested, or daily driven in brutal conditions. One of them gave a Civic 11 extra MPG. Another turned a V6 into a Mustang GT killer. And stick around, because I'll also show you the most dangerous engine mod I've ever seen. It melted a turbo and cost one guy over $6,000 in damage. Let's kick it off with the mod I used to laugh at until it shut me up. Mod number 13, High Flow Air Filter. First time I saw a guy replace his stock air filter with a high flow one, I rolled my eyes. Thought it was a straight up gimmick. But then I drove his car. Suddenly the throttle was sharper, the idle was smoother, and the MPG ticked up just a bit. I shut my mouth real quick. A high flow filter lets your engine breathe the way it wants to breathe. Stock filters are restrictive, especially when they're dirty. But a high-quality reusable filter, K&N, AEM, S&B, pays for itself over time. Just don't over-oil it like you're prepping a Thanksgiving turkey. Too much oil and you'll ruin your MAF sensor. Oh, and for the record, this isn't a cold air intake. Don't confuse the two. We've got better air coming in.
Now let's reprogram the brain behind it.
Mod number 12. ECU Remap. Your car's engine is capable of so much more than what the factory tune allows. But the stock ECU, it's designed to keep things safe. Fuel economy, emissions, grandma driving. An ECU remap changes the game. Done right, it's like giving your engine a double shot of espresso. More torque, cleaner power curves, sharper throttle, optimized timing. I've tuned bone stock cars that felt like a different vehicle after a proper remap. But here's the trap. Do not use sketchy $40 USB dongles or download forum tunes. I've seen guys brick their ECUs or burn valves because they got cheap. Use legit platforms. HP tuners for GM and Ford, Cobb access port for Subarus and Mazdas, or Hondata for Hondas. And if you don't know how to tune, find someone who does. This isn't a video game. You're rewriting the brain of a car. And when your car's breathing and thinking better, it's time to let it exhale properly. Mod number 11. Performance Exhaust System. A stock exhaust is like trying to breathe through a cocktail straw. It restricts flow, builds heat, and strangles your power. A good performance exhaust frees all of that up. Mandrel bent tubing, stainless steel construction, well-placed resonators. This is what separates real upgrades from cheap eBay junk. Done right, you'll gain power, improve throttle response, and get a deep, clean tone. Not a drone, not a fart can, real sound. But don't go too big. Oversized pipes kill low-end torque and velocity, and never skip on the welds. Cheap slip-fit systems will rattle loose before the month's out. Now that it's exhaling with purpose, let's cool the air coming in. Mod number 10. Cold air intake. Cold air intakes are the most misunderstood mod on the planet. Everyone thinks bolting on a shiny pipe makes you a race car engineer. Spoiler, most of them suck in hot engine bay air and rob you of power. But a real cold air intake, placed outside the heat zone, sealed from engine heat, drawing fresh air, can make a massive difference. I installed one on a 6th gen Camaro, complete with heat shielding and a fender scoop. Picked up 10 to 15 horsepower at the wheels. The key? Cooler air equals more oxygen equals better combustion. It's simple science, but mess up your MAF sensor placement or go with some backyard brand and you'll be chasing check engine lights for weeks. Now that we've optimized airflow, let's make the engine spin easier. Mod number 9, Lightweight Pulley Kit. This is one of those sneaky mods that doesn't show up on a dyno sheet but feels amazing behind the wheel. Your engine spinning belts all day, power steering, alternator, water pump. Those stock pulleys? Heavy. Swapping to lightweight aluminum pulleys reduces rotational drag. Less effort equals quicker revs equals snappier throttle. I put a full pulley kit on a 350Z once, felt like I shaved 200 pounds off the crankshaft. But don't go too light on the crank pulley. You mess up the harmonic balance and you're asking for bearing failure or even a snapped crank. Brands like Fluid Amper, ATI, and Unorthodox Racing know what they're doing. Don't cheap out. Speaking of things that people overlook, let's talk about spark. Mod number 8. spark plugs, and ignition coils. You can have the perfect air-fuel ratio, but if your spark is weak, game over. Upgrading your plugs and coils gives you stronger ignition, cleaner burns, and better combustion. I once had a modded GTI misfiring at high RPM. Swapped in NGK Iridium plugs and Audi R8 coils, problem gone. Smoother idle, stronger pull. Don't mess with heat ranges unless you're boosted. Use trusted brands, NGK, MSD, Denso, and don't mix cheap coils off eBay like you're playing Frankenstein. You've improved spark. Now it's time to control the timing of that fire. Mod number 7, Performance Camshaft. This is for the NA purists. A camshaft controls your valve timing, when the valves open, how long they stay open, and how much flow gets in and out. Swapping to a performance cam can unlock 30 to 40 horsepower if you do it right. That means matching springs, lifters, push rods, and getting the tune spot on. Go too aggressive and the pistons meet the valves. Bad day. Brands like Comp Cams, Texas Speed, Brian Tooley, they've got grinds for every build. Just don't drop in a cam and skip the supporting mods. That's how you turn a hot rod into a paperweight. Now that the cam's got everything dancing, let's keep the intake clean. Mod number 6, Oil Catch Can. Ever pull off the intake manifold on a direct injected engine? It's like someone poured barbecue sauce inside. That gunk? It's oil vapor from crankcase blow-by, and it chokes your intake valves over time. A good oil catch can prevents that. Simple, cheap, effective. I put one on my son's GTI, and after just 6,000 miles, we emptied out half a cup of black sludge. That would have gone straight into his intake valves. Don't run a soda can with fittings. Get baffled units from JLT, Mishimoto, or Radium. And for the love of engines, empty it. Your engine's breathing clean. Let's keep it cool. Mod number 5, Aluminum Radiator. More engines die from heat than any other issue. Stock plastic radiators, they crack, they clog, they cook your motor in summer traffic. Aluminum radiators dissipate heat better and flow faster. I had a customer's turbo Civic that ran 215 degrees Fahrenheit. After a Mishimoto radiator swap, sat at 185 degrees Fahrenheit, even in traffic. While you're at it, replace the hoses, check the fan, and always bleed the system. Air pockets will ruin your day. Now, if you're pushing boost, you need control and protection. Mod number 4, Turbo Timer and Boost Controller. Boost is beautiful and dangerous. Shut your engine off right after a hard pull and your turbo's red hot, cooking the oil inside it. That's a recipe for failure. A turbo timer lets the engine idle and cool down the turbo properly. I've seen turbos last over 120,000 miles just because the timer did its job. Then there's boost control. Manual or electronic, it lets you command the power. TurboSmart, HKS, AEM, these aren't toys. But don't go turning up the dial just because you can. Overboost on stock internals, that's how you turn pistons into ashtrays. All that air needs fuel. Let's feed it right. Mod number 3, upgraded fuel injectors and pump. You run lean at wide open throttle? Say goodbye to your piston. Upgrading injectors and pumps ensures your engine gets enough fuel under load. I had a WRX that hit fuel cut at 5,000 RPM, swapped in ID 1000s and a Walbro 255. Clean pulls to redline. Just don't overdo it. Too big and your idle becomes a mess. Match the injectors to your build. Use quality brands. Bosch, AEM, Injector Dynamics, and always retune afterward. Now let's cool that intake charge before it roasts the engine. Mod number 2, Performance Intercooler. A turbo pushing hot air is useless. You want cold, dense air, and that's what a good intercooler delivers. Stock units are tiny, restrictive, and heat soak fast. After a few pulls, they're just warming your intake air. A front mount or upgraded top mount intercooler keeps temps low and power consistent. Mishimoto, Garrett, ETS, go with proven brands. Just make sure it doesn't choke airflow to your radiator. The colder the charge, the safer the power. But now it's time for the king of mods. Mod number 1, forced induction. Turbo or supercharger. This is where everything changes. A well-built turbo or supercharger kit turns your engine into a completely different animal. Naturally aspirated setups rely on the atmosphere. Forced induction shoves air and fuel into the cylinders at pressure. Gains of 40%, 60%, even 100% are possible. Turbos offer huge power but come with lag. Superchargers give instant boost but cost some parasitic loss. Either way, this is serious power. Just know this, forced induction is not a bolt-on toy. You'll need fuel upgrades, a tune, cooling, possibly forged internals, and most of all, a tuner who knows what they're doing. But once you boost, you'll never want to go back. And here's a bonus section for you. 5 engine mods to avoid. Number 1, budget turbo kits. No tune, no support mods equals melted turbo and $6,300 in repairs. 2, electric superchargers, aka hair dryers. Total scam. 3, octane booster snake oil. Raises octane by 0.5, maybe? Save your money. 4, noisy blow-off valves and turbo whistles. All noise, zero performance. 5, mismatched parts with no tune. That intake and those injectors don't know each other. Your ECU's confused, bad things happen. These 13 engine mods actually work, if you do them right. Each one adds performance, reliability, or both. But mess them up, and you could ruin your build. And that wraps up the 13 mods that are worth your time, and the 5 mods that you absolutely should avoid. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one!